Well, first of all, if you haven't yet read my article that I wrote this morning over at Heathen News, what on earth are you playing at? I will put a link down to that article below this video. Please do check it out. Please do stay in touch via Heathen News, my Substack, and we can stay in touch. Very important that you do that, please. Now, when it comes to Labour's increasingly deranged and pretty desperate, I think, attacks on reform, there is a very good reason for this. It is because in record time, really, you have seen the popularity of this government and of the Prime Minister absolutely plummet to the point now where there are some pretty astonishing numbers coming out about what would happen as things stand. First of all, you see from electoral calculus, this big mega poll they've done, you would see here Reform on 31%, almost 10 points ahead of Labour. And Reform would win an outright majority with 377 seats, 104 seat majority. Nigel Farage would become Prime Minister, and you would see the likes of Angela Rayner, Rachel Reeves, Yvette Cooper, Ed Miliband, and it goes on and on and on, all losing their seats to Reform, as would, from the Conservative side, James Cleverly, Ian Duncan-Smith, Kemi Badenoch, the leader there, Suella Braverman, Robert Jenrick, Rishi Sunak and Priti Patel. And you can see Martin Baxter here of Electoral Calculus saying this is our first MRP poll to show Reform could have an outright parliamentary majority if there were an election soon, and that the big two established parties only supported by 41% of the public. And that isn't an outlier, that poll, because there's also been from YouGov another mega poll here showing that Reform would emerge as the biggest party with 271 seats. The Conservatives would actually go down to 46 seats, putting them fourth behind the Liberal Democrats. And you can see here, really interesting again, Labour and the Conservatives between them in this central projection would win only 224 seats. They would have a combined vote share of just 41%. That's down from a combined vote share of 59% last year. So you can see how quickly that's changed. And in terms of Reform would become the largest party in the East Midlands, the East of England, the North East, the South East, Wales, the West Midlands, Yorkshire and the Humber, and tied with Labour in the North West. So that is why you're going to see these increasingly deranged attacks. As I've said before, and I'll reiterate now, my advice is stay cool, stay calm, stay focused, look at the bigger picture rather than the week-to-week social media bitching or falling out or drama or whatever. It's all irrelevant. The big picture here is there is one party now in British politics that has momentum. It is Reform, and we are closer to Nigel Farage becoming Prime Minister than ever before. Please do let me know your thoughts on all of that in the comments below. We'll, of course, keep bringing you all the latest on this and much more. So please do whack this video a quick thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. And of course, as ever, cheers for watching.